Today I want to move into a little bit of muscle sculpt. Got all kinds of guys making comments asking me like, hey, I like your workouts, but I really want to get a bigger chest. So this is going to be a great body weight slash KB power bands workout. We're going to do flies and we're going to do a dynamic push-up. A lot of people think that you always got to lift heavy weights to get a big chest. Does it help? Absolutely. The more weight you can do, the better you're going to be, but you always got to lift to failure. Now, failure is the key to everything. So if we're lifting to failure, can body weight exercises still do the trick? Absolutely. We're going to do these failure flies here. I've got all 4 levels of resistance on, and then we're going to do this dynamic push-up. But remember, the key is to fail. If you don't fail, then you're not going to grow. All right? So let's jump into it. I've got all 4 bands set up here. I'm going to spin them around the squat rack. I'm going to get a good base. You can either go with your left or your right leg back. Okay? I always like to do this because it takes the stress off my low back. If I sit here, then more often than not, to get leverage, I'm going to arch my back. So we don't want that. So if you split your legs and you squeeze your abs, now you're always going to be in a very comfortable, stationary position where you can move forward or backwards without hurting your low back, all right? So you want to get this thing about to the middle of your back. That's where your pivot point is, okay? Now when we get out here, we want to get to where our elbows stay even with our chest. Some people like to take flies farther than that, and I hate seeing that. The more you open up your chest and get back behind your shoulder line, you're only going to hurt your shoulder. If you want to work your chest fires from the front side forward. As soon as you break this plane with your elbow, so if my arms are straight, I'm good here. Okay, but this is going to be a little strenuous on our elbow joint. So we want a little bend. Okay, if I take these elbows back behind here, you've opened up your chest, which is nice for your chest, but it puts all this stress in your shoulder joint. So we want to just work our our chest muscles and keep our shoulders safe. So I've got my line here, a little bend in my elbow to keep my elbows safe. Now I'm going to work forward. I'm going to work forward. More resistance, obviously, if we step a little farther out, but I've got all 4 bands on, so I'm going to go pretty good here. Got to get a good squeeze out in front. Good. Keep squeezing, control. Watch that back arm. Don't get back there too far when you get fatigued. You got to concentrate, work forward. Work forward. Big squeeze. 3-second counts on the way back. The more time you can sit under resistance, the faster you'll grow. If you're just pumping them out like this, you're only going to hurt yourself. You're going to increase a little bit of damage to that shoulder. So we got to stay under control, all right? As soon as you get to failure there, we're going into our dynamic push-up, right into it. Don't waste any time. You're going to right to the floor, and then you're going to take your long break after that, okay? So we're going to get a push-up, hand, foot, push-up. Hand, foot, push-up. Push-up. Okay? And you go back and forth to failure. So on the push-up, one thing I always see too is women have this problem a lot, is they like to push above their head. So if you're going to do a push-up, your hand should not be even with your face. Okay? This is just adding a lot of extra stress onto our shoulder. You want to be in a nice comfy position where your hands are pushing so your chest muscles can be used correctly. Alright, so if I'm here and these are above my head, how to get that? Walk up a little bit, get these hands even with your chest line. Now I use my chest. Okay? Be conscious of these different movements because you want to work the muscles correctly to get more muscle definition faster. If you do the exercises wrong, just to go for like reps, say if you're doing 20 reps, just because you get 20 reps doesn't mean you're going to grow any faster. Well, quality reps. Longer under resistance, good form, squeeze at the ends of every lift. You're going to see a lot of results.